Well, it looks like DC Studios has officially found its lead star for the upcoming Clayface film. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about who has been cast in the role, and more importantly, what this Clayface movie means for the DCU's Batman, because it's a massive clue. Well, anytime there's a new project announced from a place like DC Studios, one of the big things that's part of the discussion is who's going to play the title character. Now, as far as Clayface goes, we've heard all kinds of names, including Jack O'Connell from 28 Years Later, Tom Blythe from Hunger Games, Leo Waddell from White Lotus, and George McKay. But it turns out none of those guys were on the list. Now, earlier today, DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn confirmed who's going to play Matt Hagen in the upcoming film, and that would be Rhys Harries. Now, Harris is a relatively unknown, and I have to say, guys, that is often exactly what I like because it lowers expectations and allows the actor to kind of flourish. Also, comic book movies kind of have a history when they grab a great unknown actor, well, it ends up being a great performance, so this has me pretty excited. Now, he has been part of several projects, including Apple TV's Suspicion, The Return, Kandahar, and The Gentleman, which honestly, The Gentleman is one of my favorite movies. Now, like I said, he's from Wales and attended the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama and has been on the scene since 2013. Now, like I said, we know he's playing Matt Hagen. And honestly, guys, this is the big clue into what kind of Batman James Gunn is going to bring us. Now, we found out they are definitely leaning into the Batman the Animated Series story from way back in the 1990s, which honestly is one of the best episodes of the series. Now, in that two-parter, Hagen is portrayed as an actor who used an anti-aging cream to kind of make himself look younger. But after getting on the wrong side of its creator, mobster Roland Daggett, Hagen is doused in a vat of the stuff and is transformed into the classic Clayface we all know from modern DC Comics. We actually got a peek at this Clayface earlier this year when we saw him in Creature Commandos, and it absolutely tells us that when Batman does come to life in the DCU, well, James Gunn is not going to hesitate in leaning into some of Batman's more fantastical villains. Clayface is kind of at the top of Batman's fantastical villains, but this opens the door to many others that fans want to see. I know a lot of people want to see the likes of Poison Ivy with her classical powers, or even Mr. Freeze, and in a very grounded Batman kind of construct, they don't work very well. Batman's often facing off with lunatics and mobsters, but these are actual supervillains, and this leads me to believe that when Batman does come to life in the DCU, it's definitely going to be a fantastical version of the character, and opens the door to a ton of other Batman villains that have never come to life on the big screen. Now, as far as Clayface goes, it's coming to theaters next year on September 11th, 2026. And with that kind of short window, I absolutely expect this to get in front of cameras very soon. I actually don't expect the actor to transform into the monstrous version of the character to at least the midpoint of the movie, meaning that post-production CGI aspect of the film might actually be what they shoot first to get that into post-production to get it finished, and then they'll shoot the first half of the movie in the second part of the production. This is pure speculation on my part, and we're going to keep a really close eye on this, but I'm really excited now for this Clayface movie that we know we're getting the Hagen version of the character, and it definitely ups the ante on the possibilities of Batman showing up in this film. We're going to watch this pretty closely, but until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Rhys Harries being cast in the lead role in Clayface? And are you expecting Batman to show up in this film? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Before we take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC news, and we want to bring you all the news truthfully and transparently so you're really in the know.